conversations by ordinary people, Vicky and Ivy. From Just Two, you are, I think, our number 25 guest episode, around there. Also, a bit around fifth female. So welcome to the podcast. We big conversations by ordinary people. We talk about interesting Ugandans, people doing some work. We look into what they're doing and the persons they are. Then we put them out to the people and they get to understand you people better, what you're doing, your work lives, how it's affecting your side hustles. We speak any languages. And good to have you here, Ivy.
Good to be here.
Thank you for honoring this. Good. So let us start. You'll introduce yourselves to us. Yes, we'll start with you, Ivy.
Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Evelyne Rabwoni, but most people call me Ivy. It's easier. Some call me Eve. Depends on the mood. Really. So yeah, I'm a digital marketer, but I specialize in forum management. That's at Infinix, Uganda. That's my full-time job. And part-time is just to...
You specialize in what?
Forums management.
Forums?
Yeah.
All right.
Online forums. So part-time is content creation for Just Two and influencing for any gig that's available.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Vicky, you?
All right, and before I introduce myself, I just want to give you kudos for getting our name right. As in, it's been just the two of us, just to war. So it's really something for you to just get it right the first time, you know? So thank you for that. That's dope stuff. All right, so now getting into me, I am Victoria Nalwoga, aka Vixie, Vicky. Any name that comes to mind, really. There's Vic, Victor, whichever works for you, but preferably, Nalwovi. Yeah. I've just completed graduate internship with UNOC. I studied Petroleum, Geoscience and Production at MOOC. So basically my area of specialty is geosciences. So I've just completed my graduate internship there, and I'm still now I'm looking for opportunities to work. So if I can get into being a junior geologist or geoscientist in any company in the oil field, that would be dope. And then part-time, like Ivy said, just to content creation for that, and then also influencing for whichever brands approach me. So that's basically.
So UNOC is not retaining you because right now is the time they're doing well.
I understand. Yes, that was in plan, but for the particular department that I was in, they were not recruiting for that department. So if you do the internship, but it's still if for example an opening comes up and I applied, I believe it would be much easier for me to get into the interview space and all of that. Yeah. But ideally, of course, being retained is what I wanted, but it was not feasible in the situation at the moment.
How do you become a
geoscientist?
How do you become a geoscientist?
You study geology.
You Vicky, oh my god! It looks like
I know.
Heavy.
I
don't know.
It's not. I think the thing is, let me tell you, even me, I could tell you I'm a geologist, and I'm not shade to any geologist, by the way. I could say geologist, and maybe you'd feel like, okay, a geologist. But when I say geoscientist, you'd be like, what is that?
But what is that?
Basically, when geosciences is basically, it's like an umbrella. It's an umbrella. Under there's geology, that is a study of rocks, geophysics. Can I tell you the physics of rocks? That's the easiest way that I can explain. Because it has magnetism, electricity, and all of that. In relation to rocks, there is geochemistry, that's the chemistry of whatever. So that is basically the umbrella. So you choose what you specialize in. And personally, I think geology is what I would want to specialize in. Just studying the rocks, the minerals, and all that stuff, basically. So that's what I study now. In MOOC, it gives you study across the entire value chain from exploration, production, storage, transportation, and a bit of the downstream, that is marketing, sales, and all of that. That's what you study. So after doing that undergrad, it kind of, you, when you get into the field, you get direction. Okay, do I want to stay in E&P? Do I want to do midstream, which is storage and transportation, or do I want to go downstream to sell the final product?
Yeah.
So that's kind of like what it is. So me, it's definitely E&P. That's what I want.
What is E&P?
Exploration and production.
This is where the oil is, and
yeah, we look for it and produce it.
It's the way Mark is agreeing, like giving him career guidance.
I know, it's interesting, but I want to learn. Again, it's Vicky now telling me
Yeah.
this whole well and just thing. So now, just to, I think we'll start with there. How do you guys, the friendship, how do you now really know, like, you know, first define your friendship. What keeps the values of friendship before you start to create content as two people, two partners, before you even decide what makes up your friendship?
Good vibes.
Yeah. That's like the umbrella.
Good vibes.
Because I feel like we from that time we met in like 2017, around there. It's been like, you know, when you meet someone and you click, like you just click.
Whichever plan, I feel like chicks.
Even me, you get that kind. Like I wanted to go and buy this. Oh my gosh, yes, me too. Like that kind of like
so
just
chemistry.
Yeah, it was
we
just.
now decide to monetize the
point.
chemistry, the content. I don't know if it's already monetized. Content in Uganda is a bit slow, so I know that for a fact because I'm also a content creator. How do you then? What's the goal behind Just Two? What's the vision? What's the plan? Because I've looked through the content. I've been going through it. It's top notch.
Okay, now let me just give a bit of background to how we came up with it. So, of course, like individually, we have our style, and it's kind of like you kind of notice that as like wherever you go, someone will ask you, "Oh, where'd you get that? I really like it," and you plug them like, "Oh, I got it from here," and it's not something that is going to break the bank. Like you have to go and spend a lot of money.
Yeah.
So ideally, it's kind of, so every time it'd be like, "For real? Only that?" So like it's kind of like, okay, now if we have that, people are interested in getting pieces, the same things that we have, or we can plug them to these people, we can work with it. So that's kind of a thing. Now on E, that
the
TV show, the TV show E, there's a show that I don't know if it's still showing, but it was called Live and Nut and Live, one of the two. Now those two girls, they are cousins or best friends. I think they are cousins, and they started basically like how we started. Like they would just go pick out clothes and then put them together, plug people and stuff like that. Eventually, now they've gotten a bigger following. They have a TV show. They have their own clothes brand and things like that. So ideally, that's kind of like what we are trying to do, and that's
it's good stuff though.
That's that's the vision of Just Two.
Ivy, you wanna add on that as a member of Just Two, the other half?
I'm a girl of few words, so basically she has said most of the things.
Interesting.
But this month started out well for us in terms of monetizing.
Right. How are you looking at monetizing, by the way? So these brands that these people you're plugging, are they paying you to plug them?
For example, the recent work we've done, a company approached us to dress up a certain celebrity. So
wait, you can now dress personalities. Like if I have a function, you could dress
like a photo shoot, depending on what. Because we don't get outfits from scratch like how tailors do. They start measuring. No, our job is to look at your vision, what you want, and then we can go to our plugs. Knowing maybe you don't want to get something that's common Chinese, you want something fresh. Maybe it could be second-hand, but the good kind of second-hand, because we all put on second-hand outfits. So we can go to our plugs downtown, knowing you can't travel down, so we can do that for you. So that whole thing of we get the outfits, we bring them to you, you try on what works for you, and what doesn't, we take it back. So you can pay, or if we've discussed with the plug, you can just let's say rent or hire the outfit, then you can return it back. So in this way we are plugging you to our sources and also giving our plugs market, because by the time you put on the outfits, you'll have to give them a shout out somewhere on social media.
So where's the monetary value here? once
monetary value
to
is
just two as the brand.
the labor we put in.
The guys who, the owners of the shops in this case now, pay you
No.
for bringing them market.
No, those ones don't pay
Me,
us.
the client
Yeah.
who wants to be dressed,
Yeah.
I have to pay you.
Yeah, you pay us.
Then how come you're giving those people now a free service? Because you're now taking me to.
No,
spend my
no.
money.
The thing is, you're going to, like, for example, I will let's say you as Mark,
Yeah.
you say you have a photo shoot
Yeah.
and you want to, let's say you want us to dress you. So what we're going
Street
to do, yeah, something like that, something different from, let's say, your usual kind of style. We're going to go to, like, I'm going to go to my plug, and then we're going to, let's say, kutesa a price or something like that. That's now, for example, that's now he's going to get let's say free marketing, because I may at him,
Yeah.
but the thing is the price, I'm going to get a discount too. I'm going to get a discount too. So I'm going to get a discount from him because of that.
Yeah.
That's why we're going to negotiate prices. I'm going to get a discount, and then you're going to also pay me for what? For the labor. So that's kind of like how we work from all angles. How we gain, how he gains, how.
So what inspires this whole fashion sense? Because it looks like detailed, man, and I don't know. I have a lot of friends in the, should I call them socialites, slave queens, people who are always dressed. I actually now have all this equipment because I do have budget vlogs for people. I'm doing, I think, a vlog for Judith Hard and Sheila, people in Instagram people. So these are things they're interested in, and definitely they will listen to this because they're also big fans of the podcast. They'll listen to this and they'll pick interest. But what inspires now the fashion sense? Were you guys about clothes?
Maybe we can answer that individually.
Yeah.
Because for me, it all started when, can I say, university? Like, I know the trends then. When I look at them now, I can't put them on. So by then, I used to put on my outfits. My mom used to shop for me outfits, and then she would bring them, and I tell her, I don't like this, I don't like this. Or I'd go shopping with her. She's like, take this to look nice on you. I'm like, no, that's not my style. So I always had my own individual style. So then I reached a point, and people were like, hey, Ivy, your style is not for Uganda. And my man's like, yeah, what do you mean not for
You're
Uganda?
unique in the Kardashian in this case.
Not even a Kardashian. It's your style is for Canada, abroad.
I see.
You're in the wrong country. Like, you should start selling.
Usually in
clothes,
these cases when
clothes.
people talk of that, because maybe the outfit is too revealing, that is what people call.
Either too revealing or it's just different. Like, for example, I'm going to wear for you like a big t-shirt and I'm going to wear
baggy
leggings,
jeans,
extremely baggy jeans, and yet ideally someone else is like, just to be fitting, you know. So
when they get a baggy t-shirt, they want to go fitted.
Yeah.
You know, you just get an outfit that works for you. So that time people were like, you should start a boutique, open a boutique. My mom was like, I can't open a boutique because I'll be selling things I want for myself.
So I mean, that's how business is.
It just couldn't work out for me. So we started having talks with Vicky how to do this. Of course, YouTube was out of the question.
No, by the way, it's not like that. We're just like, okay, yeah, YouTube, consistency is a bit lucky for that one, and then equipment, and it's like, how are we going to do this? Like, okay, we are just starting. Now, if we just, and then we're seeing other people also who have all the equipment, they're also struggling with consistency. So like, okay, let's first screw on that one and first like wait a bit.
That won't put us on pressure, you know.
So how do you start? Like, how are you doing it? How are you creating your content?
Well, we have phones.
So all your content is phone?
Yeah. We use our phones and so many apps. So many apps.
And then you, Vicky, Ivy has finished explaining
so
what
like,
inspires.
for example, now for me, as me,
Yeah.
I like, from like jump, it's always like my dad used to like, for him, drip was eternal. Like, you cannot embarrass him and you come looking like, you know. So like for him, he would always, whenever he would travel, whatever, like always your style has to be on point. And if there's anything, I don't think he ever bought for me anything that was below my knees.
Yeah.
Get,
And
like,
so your dad has always embraced
so like
fashion.
for him it was like drip at all times. So I think that just got stuck in me. And then also as I was growing up and seeing all these celebrities and things like that, I think from each different people I'd pick out things that I like, and then it kind of like helped me create my own version, like a mixture of different things that I like, and I put them together to fit myself.
Don't you think the Kardashians have done a very, very strong part on influencing how you now see the world? Because your fashion sense, and you are speaking of the channel, is in that line. But then, because that's working in America, and in Uganda we have our cultures and our values and all these things playing. How do you get out of the constructs design? Because you see, clothes are always revealing. People have issues with that, and you guys have full-time jobs. You're working at Infinix, a big company. You've been at UNOC. How have you been handling that? Appearing as you, the content creator, then you, the person that has to sit at a job, because bosses are funny. People will always.
God, story of my life.
So please tell us about that. How do you balance the Vicky, the content creator, now the Vicky who has to sit at UNOC and get oil? And now oil is a booming industry, so people are noticing you every day. And I spend a lot of time at UNOC personally because I have worked there.
For starters, now personally, me and colored hair, we are two pieces in a pod. But of course, there they don't allow colored hair, so that's when wigs enter the chat.
All right.
So wigs enter the chat, but I'm not good. But I'll still look for a wig that is, within my kind of vibe. Get? I'm not actually going to go back the other side just because what you get. So I'll still look for something that is within my kind of style. Then at the same time, also looking for the clothes that I wear to the office. I'm going to dress up like I am required to dress up, but of course it's like, I won't lie, I'm certain that everyone was like, is this an intern? Like, wow.
Interesting.
So it's like I'm still going to, you can still tell, like even when you see me when I'm dressed to go to work, you can still tell that this person puts in time into what they are going to wear. They like to dress up and they like to be smart. Like you can see it, because there's actually on Just Do, on the feed, there's posts that I put out, or because for a week I try to document all my outfits for the week, and you can see that it is for office. You can't refuse. It's for office, but it is still within my kind of.
Then minus the work. Now, how do you deal with the constructs? Let's say family, people who are not really fans of the channel, but then you have to live with them. Are they all okay with what you dress or things like that? Because you see the fashion industry, like I hinted, you have to reveal so much. My issues with that revealing and the society. How then do you get that together?
I think you just shut people out.
And just keep the people.
I know someone who would have a problem with the white dress. Let's say like Minnie would be my mom, which I rarely stay with her these days. So if
she sees a post from an auntie, like, oh, look at your daughter, they're posting.
Thank God I don't have such relatives. I'm like a standalone. I can say I have no aunties. Because, basically if I leave home with an outfit already planned, because I planned my outfits at night before, so I just know tomorrow this is what I'm putting on. I'll even try it on that night to make sure that I reach the next day when I'm settled, not looking like a potato. So when the outfit has worked, it's what I'm putting on, whether what or what.
How do you know an outfit that has worked? Besides,
you feel it.
I personally could put on something in the morning. I would like a shirt.
A black shirt.
Probably a black shirt. I'll be like, you know what? I like that shirt. Then I put it on. And I'm like, no. I don't mind what I put on personally. I just put on things I do as long as I have a shirt, a trouser. I mind maybe the shoes, because the shirt, trouser, and cool shoes. Then I'll move out. But then I understand to the fashion world it could be something different. So how do you know that this is working? Is it just a feeling?
Yeah. To be honest, it really is. Like, it really is, because at the end of the day, listen, I can sit down right now and think of an outfit and think that I'm going to put on this shirt, I'll put on these pants, and then I'll put on these shoes, and then I put them on and I'm like, banana, what is this? And then I have to go back, you get.
Sometimes you either flip the whole outfit, change
How much time do you put in putting on an outfit? Let's say now, like, we're going for the liquor house experience. how did you choose to do what you're doing today? If this is how you're going to turn up, like how much time is there? Like what do you, how do you think of how to fit in? If it's a thing.
Me personally, let's say we have an event. I usually like buying something for that event. So these jeans I'm putting on, I bought them this week. So I was like, let me wash them.
New outfits, but isn't that costly?
I feel
And you see now,
good.
because just to the concept, it just is also not having. You know, you can buy it, but it's not like you're breaking
like,
a
yeah,
bank.
this didn't have to break a bank.
Like it's kawaii, like it doesn't.
But if you have to do it every weekend,
not every weekend, not every weekend, not every weekend.
Every event.
No, it actually, by the way, it might not even have to be every event. For example, like if let's say, for example, if I had bought gyms for this, let's say for Dika House experience, and I wear them for that. Then if I have something else coming up, I can DIY them and change them into something else. Either cut them, add damage, do something to them. Then it will be like a fresh whole concept for some other event, things like that. So I can have that, like this. I can also have a T-shirt and wear it like in 7 different versions. You get it? Just DIYing here and there. And
Switch it up.
Yeah.
You can have maybe your mother's old T-shirts, skirt. You switch it up.
Yes, that's
that
like
works
that
for you.
really helps.
And maybe you didn't talk about your outfit with work. How is your relationship with what you dress at work and your content on Instagram?
It's easy.
Yeah.
Like.
But you're in the marketing department, so maybe it makes sense.
Yeah, and even my bosses, because if I, my bosses, they can be this kind of person who will come in a black vest, those sweatpants shorts, and be sandals. So really, they haven't none whatsoever. So
I hope your bosses don't listen to this podcast.
I can even go to work on a Monday in Crocs and nothing
happens.
Nothing will happen.
Right. Yeah, but I think that is how people are really taking up things these days. All my friends put on Crocs whenever I meet them. I don't know if they now go to office or chill at home.
Flexi hours.
It's just interesting. Kati, as you two, Vicky, how do you then realize that the chick that has gone to campus and done 4 years, because I remember our friends, they're still at campus, so they've done 4 years at campus. Are you willing to switch to content creation as full-time?
Full-time?
Monetize
No.
correctly? Because it also needs time for you to monetize correctly.
Yeah.
Much as you need a full-time job to push it. It needs a lot of injection of time. This consistency, like you're talking about the consistency you see, even just the podcast, it has to be top notch.
Yes, I do. I that is something that I've thought about, and it's not like right now. Right now, I want to put energy into
your career.
My career. I want to put energy into that, but I also want to do this. So I'm just striking that, let's say putting, what is it? That thing of fitting water, warming or something.
How are you strategically placed for oil and gas?
That thing.
Since it fits in your career.
What do you mean by that question?
It's a booming industry starting up in our country, and we're all looking at people like you. For you, what's your take on that? Like, how do you want to benefit from it? Where do you want to get in? If I personally know top heads in UNOC and stuff, so, and they're big fans of this podcast, by the way, they listen to it a lot. So you, as work with a Kalango, probably was
me personally, and like I said earlier on, it's E&P that I want to be part of. I want to be part of the exploration and production. So of course.
Why in this case? What's
because
special about it?
that's what I'm interested in. That's where you go, you look for the oil, people will take readings and then you analyze the readings. You study the data and pick out the points of interest where the oil is. That's what E&P is all about. And that's kind of like what I want to do. I've done quite a number of certificate courses in specializing in how to analyze that data. And I'm looking at also getting to do my masters as soon as possible, because as I know that with my masters I'll have a bigger bargaining power for myself compared to just having my undergrad. So that's kind of like what.
Yeah. For people that, and this is in no offense, I spend a lot of my time online. For people that spend a lot of their time online, how do you balance this time as individuals? First of all, you're influencers. You say that. how do you balance? You want to go for a master's, you're already doing a lot of certificate courses on this and this and this and this. How does this work out?
I don't even know how to explain it to you, but it does.
It's good.
Like it does, because like it's for example, these certificate courses, for example, like actually even if you for whoever is listening and you're looking out for a platform to use, IHRDC is a really good platform. It has, the courses are not, they're short, but you get a lot of information out of them. So like in a day you can actually do like 2, or you can do 1 and complete it in a day. So what for that one now, like for example, if I have like influencing gigs to do, then we thank the good Lord for scheduling tweets. So I can also schedule all those tweets. I know that my KPIs they are being met. So that has been handled. Then I also have my own stuff to do. Then even the content creation for just even that, I have a schedule of this is what I'm going to do, this is what I'm going to do, and then also my own. So that's kind of like how I strike that
how do you balance your time into the world of because you see for influencers you have to keep online, and of course you have to have the numbers rotating. People need to get interested in your stuff. Then you have your full-time work. Then you also have this just do thing that. To me, I know content. People really look at content creation as something anyone can just do by time.
Oh, it's not that hard for me, because most times at work I'm not so busy.
So you're still into the 8 to 5 time.
Okay. So in that 8 to 5 is where I can get time to put out my influencing tweets. If I get time, there's a boardroom. I can go there, do my content creation from there. So because the only times I'm busy at work is when we are launching a new phone. That's why I find that we are so busy with work, meetings here and then. Other than that, so it's easy to balance out. Because like this week when we were busy, I had to run away from work, go shopping with Vicky, come back to work, sign out. Yeah, you make it work.
Do you guys have any challenges with content creation?
Yeah, it's not easy.
Just that?
Like generally, because you have to think of something that is, can I say, unique.
Do you like script your concepts and?
Like maybe not. Sometimes, not all the time. But like you want to, like for example, if there's a trend that's going on, you want to do something that is similar to that trend, but still unique to your kind of content. So sometimes it's also. So sometimes you also wake up and you really don't feel like doing anything. Like
when you wake up with no creative juices, you're not going to
just
it.
Don't feel like it, you get it, but you really have to pull. So that's kind of like the thing. That's what makes it. And also now, like even when we are busy, you get it, and then you also have, like for example, this week Ivy has had to work. You get a chance to be at office, and then we also had this going. So there are times when you have that, like it's a conflict. Those things are conflicting. A lot of things are conflicting, but eventually, where, like they say, where there's a will, there's a way.
The energy never runs out.
Yes. It has to work.
You have to make, because you have to put in the work until it starts making money. Like that money, like you can actually even put down your head and be like, okay, at least there's money there.
So you talked about selling, like the clients, and how you like sell me a client to your plugs and you make money off me. Is that the only way you're looking at monetizing, or the advertising? I know the advertising runs on eyeballs. The more views you get, the more people want to come and advertise on you. Or if you have loyal people that believe in what you're doing, they usually come on board. But that's not really given. Do you just do the plan, the vision? How do you guys talk about it? How you like envision it?
Basically, like for, and I say monetizing, you get it. We're looking at, we want to like work with let's say for example, how can I put this? Let me just give an example. For example, like let's say Pretty Little Thing sends us gives us a endorsement kind of deal or something like that. Fashion Nova gives us an endorsement kind of deal, things like that. That's kind of like the vision. Get it? So now at the moment we're looking at, can I say, being personal shoppers? Like we can be a personal shopper, we can style you, personal stylist.
How do you understand me
and all of that
as a client? Because if I hit you guys up, I'm like, you know what, I have I'm going for. I actually have a wedding next month. One of my very, very good friends, Ford, is getting married, and I need to dress. So this could be a first date. How do you guys then understand me that, you know what, Keron is this type of person and they need to dress like that? Because the only reason I would hire someone to dress me up is because I don't want to think about that whole stuff. I want people to understand, get me in and tell me, you know what, pay this amount of money and you get dressed like this.
And now that's when we have a conversation with you. I sit down and I talk to you, and all I need to know is, what do you like, what don't you like? What colors work for you, what colors don't work for you?
But supposing I don't even know what colors work for me.
No, not necessarily work for you. Do you like wearing orange clothes? Is orange something? Is it like the first thing like in your head, like you get it? So those are things like that.
We can also send you samples of already put together outfits, and then you can see from the samples we send, you can see what captures you. They're like, yeah, I like this. So like we work within that. Either to recreate it.
Your outfits online. What inspires them? Like, do you just wake up, whatever you put on and you feel like you're lit, you publish for us and we see?
Maybe for outfit of the day, but now like other things.
So what inspires outfit of the day?
Outfit of the day is like, if for example now like today, of course we are going to give them.
They
deserve it.
We don't deserve
They deserve it. They deserve it.
Yes.
So like that's kind of like, that's now for if it's like let's say something else, like if we get someone, let's say a company sends us their merchandise, then we'll take pictures, we'll create a few outfits with what they've sent us, and then we'll put out, and that's like, it will be a post, or it will be, let's say I'm just sitting there and like, I have my idea, let me get this trouser and wear it in 10 different ways and post it. So things like that. So that's kind of like what drives what we choose to post. And then also even like you can wake up and you feel like, okay, today I feel like I'm going to wear a mini
Masaburi.
Is that to Sabula, or you're wearing the mini for you? There are two things.
Okay, now listen. I wear it because I feel like I'm going to wear it, but then I know, like primary, it's me. Secondary, you guys are going to feel me.
But I think that is primary. I think you guys are going to feel me as primary.
Yeah. By the way, now for me right now, like when
because
I dress
up, girls, and this is my issue with minis. We have girls who put on minis, then keep pulling them down.
No, by the way, you need to understand. You need to understand. Now listen. Even the material, because there's some minis that you can put on and they will stay where it is. Then the others that you put on, and as you walk, but you want me to.
I mean, you decided to reveal. Give us.
Listen, now you're not thinking right. For example, now listen. Let me give you an example. As a gentleman, there are men who decide to wear a shirt. He's going to wear a shirt and then wear balance. As he's going through that day, the balance is dropping, he'll raise it, come back and move to the level that he put. If he has decided to trust the boxer, should we wait until it reaches down the side and the entire boxer is out? Hey,
interesting. Fashion is very, very. I'll tell you. I was reading one of the books I was reading. They were saying because I personally hated laying my bed. So, but they're saying if a man that doesn't make their bed is a very unserious man. That the first duty you have to yourself is to make your bed. Then the next duty is to select what you're going to put on. And I have a big issue with selecting what to put on. So it is really something to me. This is why I have very plain t-shirts like this. A lot of them I have jeans, just normal jeans, because it's just easy. You pick one, take back one in a washing machine, then you go like that. So I don't put in any effort. I find it, but I know that it also shows that I am not as intelligent as I think I am, because if I don't put effort in what I dress, that is according to the book.
But you know there are also apps that can help you put outfits together. Yeah, Pinterest.
I like the stuff on Pinterest.
I use Pinterest a lot for my day-to-day outfits. Like I can have pants, and I go type in how to wear boyfriend jeans. So they'll give you a whole variety, either a t-shirt, a white button-down shirt, a crop top. So it's up to you with what style you want to go with, either street style or
but
casual
most of
smart.
this work, let's say on Pinterest, is based off white people. Yeah, most of the models.
Oh yeah, that's true.
White people. So because that's what really pisses me off. Then, or most of it is made of people who are like gymming for guys. Yeah, most of the outfits you will see a guy who is gymmed up and what. Not even so much, but their bodies. But me, I don't want that body. I want to dress and I'm kawa, but the app should give me what I want.
I think generally, like for example, for example now like you, I think what you should do is at least every month buy yourself something that's different.
Yeah.
Like I know you're big on like plain t-shirts and what. Like every month, at least take off time and buy for yourself a nice something that's, for starters, a different color from your usual colors. It could be pink. It could be like a baby pink or like a light yellow. Something that is different. You get something that's different. A shirt that's different. Then maybe some other time you buy like shorts. Because if you don't wear shorts, if you don't have that many, you can buy yourself like shorts, and then you have something that's different, so that like. Eventually, you'll have different things to pick from, and then you'll also see you'll see how, I'm not going to lie to you, but you feel it, like when you wear something different, and let's say, for example, you always wear gray, white, black. Gray, white, black. Then you wear like a pink t-shirt and jeans and like the usual down jeans and sneakers. You feel it, or like the reaction from other people. They be like, "Hey, Mark."
I see.
You also feel
things of wafuno mukazi.
Yeah, exactly. That's the other thing.
Myself.
The thing just to
But you also
because
you
I really
feel
personally also attach the whole fashion thing to women. Like I know that time I used to have to dress out and walk out of my house. As in a relationship, for me to be told, okay, now go and change. There's something that the people are pushing. And it's cliche. Now, the other thing is, you people are always partying. At least for the rest, I know Muma Musimbu Day. It's either on Snapchat or where. It's or just two, like we have discussed for us.
Marco tulabisa. Oh, to love it.
Alright, I see what's
But anyway, you know what? Whoever is listening to this, Mark is lying.
You don't.
He has gotten the one small thing and exaggerated it to the maximum.
But now people know that you're always at work.
To be budget to be there, okay. Kale, if I drink 2 beer, and then okay. If I
because already because whenever you see me, at least I
in
get
this
to know.
place we are in, can we manage a Jamie? Can we manage a Gordon's Pink? If we get a shisha,
but we stay at home. What to do is stay at home and then we order from liquor house. That
So
is
it's
much
planning and
better.
budget.
To be honest, that's how it is.
No
like,
boyfriends, no rich boyfriends paying for this stuff.
if you're out there and you're listening, we are cute.
Interesting.
We are cute and we have good, good conversation.
and we know how to spend your money.
Alright. So entirely the party life is on you guys and stuff. You guys just love having fun. I see part of your content creation also includes going to like Ginger, doing bungee jumping, doing stuff like this. You're putting in these expenses on a personal level too.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
It's not easy.
Wow. So, Vicky, I've also noticed you've changed your Twitter AVI for some time. Is this because it was affecting your work? Or because you want to cut fish? Because at the beginning you
Oh my gosh. To be honest, by the way, the very first time, I just got a meme.
Even your AVI, I think you changed, right?
I got a meme and I put it once. And it was, I don't even remember which one it was.
Linux?
It was something else. I put it and I was like, this is much more interesting than putting my own picture. So I kept switching because now, for example, if let's say with my current AVI, I put up a tweet that is really like, what are you saying? It matches. It matches.
To your
Doesn't
AVI.
that then affect your personal brands? Because people now build personal brands online. Mostly people in the influencing world. They have to. Right now, there's a lot of catfishing, whatnot, and whatnot. So people attach personal brands to faces and interactions. I can only work with Vicky because I know her. I can only work with you because I know you. Even if you have numbers and stuff like that, I cannot work with you unless I personally know you. And this goes to very many other people. All the gigs I've gotten since from around 2016. Very heavy, but people, because they know me personally.
Social capital.
So how do you get personal brand meme and what then you're an influencer? Doesn't it wash away some?
It doesn't. It doesn't. I feel like my handwriting is you can see it. I feel like you can see it, like on Twitter you can see it.
Because now I know you.
But
saying,
but the thing is, it hasn't really affected in any way. It hasn't affected in any way. Of course, I plan to eventually put my face back there.
Yeah.
But when I get the right picture. When I get that picture.
What goes into
when I get
selecting
that
a profile
picture?
picture? What is that picture? What's
Mark, you see Mark now, you see.
Take pictures from me, some are from the podcast, some from where, some is random.
Mark,
What goes into, and why does a profile picture have to be?
You see, now the thing is, for example, now, like, let's say even on your resume, your CV, or the picture that you attach, minus the passport photo, if that's for passport photos, minus the picture. Of course, there's that picture, which they're like that professional picture. You see, even selecting that picture is not just selecting any picture. The picture you have on your LinkedIn.
But now you're taking a lot of pictures. Remember, you're creating
I get that. You're taking a lot of pictures, but still, until I get that picture, will I put that? Even, like, for example, WhatsApp. I've not had a WhatsApp DP for like, since 2016. I haven't had one for some good time, and like, until I get the right picture, it doesn't come. It will one day, but I know it to someone else it's really like, really, it's just a picture, but to me it's not. Understand? That's me. That's what's going on. But eventually, of course, I will put my face back. But the meme is nicer for now. Yeah. The meme is nicer.
I see. Interesting.
And I'm not yet catfish.
No bar. Because you put out a tweet and someone was like, I looked at your AVI and it was relating with that tweet. Like, it makes everything even more funny.
Yeah,
I have noticed that because your picture is my feeling to someone. Most of the tweets I read, like, okay, what is son saying?
But yeah, eventually.
What do you guys think of marriage?
It's a scam.
Right?
In this Kampala.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Scam.
If you stay alone,
like
you survive.
You go there ready for tears on the pillow every night.
Or you just
a single person.
Or you just choose.
Maybe because we're not getting stories.
Or you just choose to, what do they call that thing? Tolerate. Just be like, hey, at least he comes back home.
Yeah. I fought to get him married to me.
Fight for the ones you love.
No protection of children, no making a lot of more money, because you see marriage, you get partners, you get into their family, you get...
Anyway, you know what? The truth is,
yes.
Maybe if we find that person who will change this perspective, or maybe as we grow up and we turn to
look... for you to need to be changed in perspective? You want to talk about?
To be honest, I feel like it's more about what I've seen.
Yeah. What have you seen? What
I've seen growing up. I've seen different, among, let's say, our aunties, our parents' friends, all those people, uncles. You see, you hear, and it's really like, damn. Do I really want to? Like, is it necessary? Like, can't I stay on my own? Like, will I die if I stay on my own? Like, you get it? So it's really when, like, for example, dating and all that stuff, you can date. No chivam. You get, especially if you don't have kids with a person. So chivam.
Yeah, but even if you have kids with a person. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah, you can live. But of course, there's still that thing that is tying you to that person. You get it?
Nothing. You only have
like,
a child.
And yeah, you get, the thing is, it's still a child. You get, because to that co-parenting. Tatugenda kuyombera wano podcast. Tatugenda yombera wano podcast.
You get to go to court and you get everyone gets the chance. Tell you your child comes here and this time, not how.
There's all of that, but the thing is now, when you get into marriage, and you know that thing, like, it's crazy. Human beings, you can't trust a human being. You may be with this person who have been with them for 10 years, and then you just get married, and then you find they've been acting for those 10 years, and then you get to their side and you find some other kind of demon. Those are things that really scare me. And maybe it's PTSD, but like I said, eventually, if I reach a certain age and I feel like, okay, maybe now I can tolerate it, if I reach there, and the thing with most of these, can I say, let's say in some of these marriages, infidelity doesn't end the marriage. Like, you just be like, okay, you just look at the bigger picture or something like that. I'm still too petty to start looking at the bigger picture. So that's why I don't want to get myself, because I'm still very petty, still very childish. So I'd rather not get into a situation where I'm going to be petty and childish. You get it? So that's my take on marriage. Until I am mature enough. For now, maturity one side.
And there's no rush.
I know. We're still young people anyway.
No pressure.
In general. So in a world where men are trash, how are you dealing with making sure, because first of all, you're in the fashion world where you're putting on revealing clothes, and these are all triggers to men. These are the excuses they give. How are you dealing with the friends you have and the people you're keeping around? Because I don't know how high you get when you're out there and stuff. How are you dealing with your friendships as female content creators?
Number one,
Yeah.
Mark, ekintu kya revealing
You
ukiremeddeko.
what kind of question? Don't you see
You know, revealing. Some of my dog, even other times where other things that are not revealing. But I think it's kind of like, for example, between us, before in a space, like when we meet new people, get in a space with new people, it takes us time to allow ourselves, like, for example, if I'm in a new space, I'm not going to drink and get so wasted, you get it? Because I don't trust anyone there and I don't know them that well. Until we reach a point where I feel like, okay, when I'm with these people, at least I feel like, hey, it's kawa, you get it? But this but you don't go the way you get, like, for example, if you're just with your girls, then at least it's you feel the safe space when you're just with your girls. But also when you're other people, you leave that car room there. You get before you first study the environment until you feel comfortable enough. That's right. But most times you first wait.
Ivy, how are you dealing with your friends? The same one?
Same way, because whenever I'm out,
you're with her.
I'm with either Vicky or Linda.
Yeah.
So I know.
Oh, how is Linda, by the way?
She's okay. So if I'm in that space, I know, everything is kawa. My phone is safe. No one will. I will say I don't want to dance with so and so, and that will be it. Like, I'm lit. I'm dancing on my own. Mundeke kaneswa zenze.
What do you think about, speaking of dance, what do you think about Ugandan music? Don't you think a lot of it is circulated by love and
Chidongo?
What do you mean circulated by love? Because do you know, I thought about this yesterday. There's something. What song was I listening to? Forgotten. It wasn't even a Ugandan song. But then I think when you see love-related things are the ones that be getting people's,
Are we like that as Ugandans in general?
No, I think generally, I don't think in for Ugandans in general. I think because now, for example, if like let's say look at music worldwide. If for us now, let's say, let me say Future's kind of music, who in Uganda is going to sing for us Percocets, lean, what, bitches,
mascot?
You get that kind of music, how would it trickle down here? We can't trickle. But then now we'll sing about love, then there'll be those people who do those guys of I'm not big on their music. Kadongo Kamu, that one. What
that culture is really dying.
Those guys used to be it was like storytelling. This guy does it.
The thing about but he doesn't still do Kadongo Kamu. He does.
No, I mean like storytelling.
Yeah.
He does. I think he does things like that. So and now you see that's kind of like that rap. Like, I feel like the people who do that rapping that is about, let's say, storytelling or like singing, those things, they are really are they underdogs? Like those people who are like, who do it like, let's say, in the ghettos, underground rappers, yes, those ones. Those are people who really have a lot of different versions. Like they would sing about like storytelling.
The only reason we cannot relate to that music because we have washed away Kadongo Kamu. Because in Kadongo Kamu, Kafelo will talk about women and how women have to avoid them because they are revealing a lot and it's going to lead us into temptations and all this. But then because people like you have now taken up our spaces, you've also chased away the music to indirectly. It's no longer relevant because Kafelo is talking about we know that's what you're doing. So I don't know.
But I think at the moment, I really feel like at the moment, I don't know what it is, but it's like that love. When you sing about love, cheating, mkwano, what? Those are the things. Somewhere, somehow, they be hitting. People be like, I think.
And maybe some people sing about love are targeting being invited to sing weddings,
mikolo
agala kuweka hiti la muitenga ku mikolo.
But that's the only way because now mikolo na yate I don't know corona jingi dem, so it's tricky. Maybe as a digital marketer and social media, do you think social media is a bonus to the current world, or do you think it's spoiling us?
It's a blessing.
How? Can you explain that?
It's my work right now. Like this, I actually studied business administration,
Yeah.
and I specialized in entrepreneurship and business promotion.
Why did you study these things? Because you had to, because your parents asked you.
Yeah.
You didn't have the passion, the love.
I just wanted to graduate.
Interesting. I didn't graduate, but I know for a fact.
Initially, my dad wanted me to do engineering because I did a physics course, whatever combination at A level. So at university, of course, I didn't get the good points to get me through the engineering course. So I had to opt for a business course, which was Kawa. I did it. I passed it. And getting jobs was hard, really. Even getting internship, those first days, those first years was hard. I had a friend who worked in that company. So one day he just called me up. They are doing an interview, come through. And it was like a new position, sort of, because I'm like the first official person who got into that job. The person who was there before me was like doing it as a bonus to their job then. So my friend called me. Of course, Linda was there in the interview. I was nervous as hell. I knew nothing. I knew nothing about digital marketing and all that. But eventually I got through, and let's just say I've learned a lot on the job. That the company gave me took a chance on me. And so far it's going to be 3 years there. I'm developing my skills that I'm developing there.
So now we're on thing. Vicky, sometime in 2015, it should have been 16, you were frustrated by someone trolling you on social media, or friends than you. You actually told me about it. How do you deal with these kinds of things?
I think, at that time when I was a meme across Africa,
exactly.
I think that shit, can I say, made me hard. Like, you're
Hardcore,
going to wake up,
like
you're going to wake up, see your name, and those days there used to be so many people IG trolling accounts. You see your name, you see your picture there, and people started coming to me. Aren't you the chick who Chris, what is his name, Chuck Norris was kicking? Aren't you the chick? Aren't you the chick? But as in, you get it. Yeah. So, and at that point, almost any picture I'd posted could easily become a meme. You get it, and that's what it was. So I was like, you know what? This is what social media is. You post your pictures, anyone can do anything with your pictures. You say anything, anyone can come at you for whatever you said.
Good or bad.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you just really, it's like you have to have a very strong backbone. You get. So once you press tweet, once you press send, once you send post,
you get. Do you think about things?
No, I think what it is like, do I have the energy to get into a back and forth with this person? Like when I'm like, do I really want to? Do I not want to? If I don't want to, if I have the time, then yeah. That's kind of like what helps me now decide. But otherwise, I'm still going to say what I'm going to say. Like the way it is, the way that I feel is right. If I want you to understand my point, I'm going to phrase it a way that I believe you will understand. And that's kind of like it. But for that one, you just learn, like you reach there. Once they troll you, even if you delete account, change account, someone will find you and they'll even troll you for changing. Yeah. So it's really like, see what you're saying, knowing that once you press tweet, send,
you
post,
can decide to mute that.
And there are also all those options. Like you can mute the conversation and like, you know what, I've said this, people are tripping, but kawagume, I've said what I've said.
I've said it.
You get, and that's really like people, for example, now like men who say a lot of rude misogynistic things, he's going to say it and he's going to stay there. You will abuse him, you will do what, he will say it and he will even defend it.
Trolls should be banned because Twitter is introducing that kind of work environment where they've done it to Trump anyway. So they're going to really do it into the more times your account gets reported, you reach a time where you can't recover it. I think they're even doing it already, where if you're reported as a troll, it should be taken out. But this also applies to what UCC is doing, censoring content creators and stuff. Are you aware that they do not allow people to put on mini dresses on camera? in the Ugandan law, the UCC law. Actually, Said Ellis was on the podcast talking about something like that because they was censoring artists and they were saying,
I remember that.
Your music videos, you're supposed to watch what you dress. Now, for people like you,
Oh yes,
who
I
actually-
remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that conversation.
What do you guys think about this? Because now it's
Well,
going to
it's-
affect your business
yeah.
completely, and also
There's
if
that.
really it's implemented.
There's that, but at the end of the day, it's really, it's like, I like, for example, you would give you hold this butterfly and you say, I want you to grow, I want you to fly, I want you to prosper, but let's first reduce 1/2 of your wing. You get it? So it's like, you want me to fly, but what are you doing? Like, you're stopping me from being able to. So it's really not fair to creatives, to artists, to what. It's really not fair. You get it? And at the end of the day, what people need to remember is that for this, because many times people pick that thing in the sense of you're spoiling our children, you're putting out content that is what your child is your responsibility. You should listen. When we're growing up, our parents would be on our bumpers for what we are watching on TV. Some of these pet TVs allow you to lock channels. Yeah, you get it. So take off that initiative, because if they did that for you growing up, please transfer it also to your children. Do the same thing. You can't expect. It's like going and telling people don't sing this and this because our children. Excuse us.
Yeah, you are busy
why
singing
is your
Kurdish.
child? Why is your child singing these things? Yeah? Don't you know? Because everything is still how you manage it. But that thing, the government is really anyway. You know what? It's the government of Uganda. I'm not surprised. They're here to antagonize, frustrate, and you know, it is what it is. And it's very unfortunate that creatives have to go through that, because even comedians also get this catching the same kind of heat for making jokes. These jokes are not allowed. These jokes are not what.
Exactly, and
like that. So,
the only way you go about it is now. You see, for this podcast, we have our servers. We have people in the UK that publish it for us. Okay, like they host it from there.
Yeah.
It's become.co.uk. So UCC, in this case, we bypass UCC in that street. We really own it, but if they get us, well, like just present us. So like, what money? No, you have a guy.
Yeah. I don't know what you're talking about.
What has Twitter helped you, people?
Oh my gosh. I think for
What do you say
starters,
about it?
Twitter helped us meet.
Because we
Twitter
met
helped
Oh, you guys met off Twitter?
Yeah.
This is a story I wanted. I'm very interested. Let's start there. How do you guys meet? How do you become really friends? How do you know? Yeah. Besides the vibing and stuff like that.
And like that's the thing, like we met off Twitter, like you know how you talk to someone at each other and laugh about things. Then we met in person, and the very first time we met in person was the time when Mugi came around, and we met.
Chris.
Yeah, we met physically. That was the very first time. Then from there we kept meeting up to chill and like talking about things, and you see, and that's like how that was like. From then onwards,
things caught on.
Yeah, like it's just that I knew that we both at that time Panamera was still open, and we both like going to Panamera. So
see, I was talking about the bar life,
Because
and this is what it is.
I used to see Vicky around. Let's say the first time I saw her was at Valhalla. Then I remember I was with Vivian, and she's like, isn't this Nalwoga? Yeah, she's the one. You know, when you see someone, you interact with it. Isn't that so and so? Yeah. So the second time was via that Choza Fest. Val did sometime.
yeah, the
back.
very first Choza Fest, but that one there we didn't speak. Like we didn't on all of those occasions we didn't speak. But I saw from a distance. I was like, is she the one? But I wasn't sure. Then until I saw the pictures, and they had mentioned that she was happy. I was like, oh yes, I saw her. Then eventually when Mugi came around, that's when we officially like met physically, had a conversation, and then after that we used to meet to chill.
Panda became like our common ground.
Yeah, it was like you know, like for example, Wikidi Wednesday.
Pesanga ku boda ali ku bitala.
Yeah, one direction, one way. So from then on, it's just been like a love story. Of course, as any friendship goes, there are of course the ups, downs. There are times when we'll disagree. There are times when we'll, of course, maybe we'll.
And how do you now prioritize the friendship? Like, very many people don't do it. Some people get out when they get ups and downs. So how do you? There should be values that, you know what, for us, you know, limit here. I
think I know her limits, and she knows my limits, and I know what irritates her and she knows what irritates me. And if, for example, she'll do something that is not going to make me happy, I will tell her like, no.
Yeah, we make
That's-
sure
Do you
that
think your
communication
friendship is too
lines
strong?
are
That's
open.
not- Too strong?
Yeah. Too strong to marry the same man.
No.
People do that, friends.
Calm down, calm down, calm down, calm down.
It's not that strong.
Okay, that doesn't define strong.
I didn't know that was a measure of strong till now.
It's not a measure of strength.
But no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll still talk about the advantages of the digital world and it's helping you as creators, Twitter, maybe Facebook, friends. There, I've seen people ask for content creators. Then I have seen a big chunk of people mentioning your brand just to. Do you pay influencers or are these just your friends and they like what you do?
I think, okay, not I think, I know they're friends because, and like that time when what's her name? Bettina
Yeah.
Bettina
Exactly,
posted.
that is
I remember that
makes
time I
sense.
was very, very busy that day at work because I was still doing my internship around that time. So I got online later on in that day and I saw all that and I was very, 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 like it warmed my spirit knowing that these people actually like they are our
They
friends
rate
and
us.
they rate us and they are rooting for us and it's
Yeah.
really good to see that, you know, we are just
Not
getting
bad at
our
all, 'cause
like
we don't
Are
have that.
you doing the same favors to now, let's say, close friends like Lobster who runs Lobster's Eston, who run Liquor House?
yes,
Of course,
yes,
of
we
course.
do.
So
we
they
do
don't
that.
pay you. You do
Yeah,
it
they
because of
don't.
love.
They
It's
don't like
interesting.
it's all just support. Eventually, hopefully, like as we go along, we'll all be able
Do
to work
partnerships,
together.
yeah.
You get, but at the moment, I'm going to go and tell like you're looking for alcohol, the Liquor House, and if they see something that they know will benefit from, they'll be sure to send it our way. But always acting and sharing that we always do for each other.
What's that mark you want to leave for us to remember? Because you see, I've been following you too for all this time. Do you have like a legacy you want to create? This something you know that you know what want to achieve this? Like the Kardashians, I think people now follow their lifestyles. Who else? Yeah, all those people on E creating legacies.
I feel like for that
something
one,
unique from just two.
for that one,
Yeah.
it's can I say it's like how do I put it? For people to feel comfortable to dress how they want. You get, for you to feel comfortable in your skin and dress how you want, because I see we are two different body types.
Exactly.
You get it? So she's small and I am bigger. So and we'll do, like for example in the future we'll possibly do like hardware.
So
and
does
something
just
and
to
when we are selling-
exclude fat people, and this is not fat phobia.
No, it's not. It doesn't exclude them. It doesn't exclude them. For example, if we were, let's say, if someone who was plus size came and asked us to
plus
dress them,
size people,
we would be able to dress them.
Right.
Be able to dress them because all we need is your sizes. I've seen a couple of plugs on Instagram, so it's feasible. Like it can be done.
Yeah.
It can be done. You get it. So it doesn't exclude any body type, but it's just to make you feel like you can wear what you want. You get it. You can be you can dress how you feel. You can be comfortable. Like it is possible. It's not something that you'll only see on TV. You can also recreate it here, and you can with anything like clothes, old clothes, new clothes. What you already have can be spiced up. That's kind of like what one like. But
Dressing up
yeah.
well, nice, on a budget.
Yeah, not feeling like
On a
you
budget.
have to, not
Yeah.
feeling like you have to
You
always.
guys are not going to upgrade levels. You see, you could be on
Eventually.
a budget because terms right now are at this.
I get that.
Until temugenda tusera ngoye nga mumazo chikuba nga now the numbers are too many because Instagram people.
I
do this.
understand.
My Nike shoes. When you fly out, the shoes are cheaper. When you come here, the guy is selling a shoe at 250. It's that high copy. You want to support someone, and you really want to put on the shoes because they're the marketed you demunga towards.
I understand what you're saying because I've
Prices.
actually thought about it before, but that's the thing. Like, it's still that, for example, like if you come to us and you say, I want this and this, within your budget,
Yeah.
we will make it happen.
So you
get
right now you accommodate high end. And
Oh,
low
like,
end.
yeah. As like, whatever your budget is, we shall make it happen. So that's kind of like what it is. And that's always make you feel comfortable. Now, also me personally, my kind of like goal is to like there's this girl,
Yeah.
she's my mom's friend's daughter,
Yeah.
and she said that she really likes me. Like she asks, how do you go to work? How do you do it? I also want to, like, she wants to be able to also grow up and be able to, like, let's say, be an engineer, doctor, or whatever, but still
Have a life.
but still be like me, like I can also color my hair. You mean I can also color my hair and also be out? Like yes, you can, that kind of thing. So that little girls know that they can. This is possible. You don't have to only hold a path to be a doctor, or you can't do this. You can't dress a certain type of way. If you dress like this, you will never succeed. You get, because there's that. Can I say that
stereotype?
That stereotype is there. Like, you go, Vicky. What do you know?
And I want to ask
So,
you,
like,
how have you even beat it? Because you see, you have colored hair. You're always about this fun life. You're an engineer though. So, did you always want to be an engineer?
I went through so many things. I started from waitress to conductor.
No,
to
forget the hassles.
No, not to listen.
Yeah.
Listen, like that's where I started from.
Right,
Waitress to conductor to
Conductor?
Yeah.
For a taxi. This
Eh,
Kampala taxi.
yeah.
That's what I refused, Vicky.
I swear, because they used to hold
That's
money.
what
They used to hold money. So I was like, even me, I need to hold that money. You get it? Then eventually I was like, interior designer. Then I was like, no, architect. Like I went through so many things.
Yeah.
And how I ended up here is actually a really crazy story, because in about S5, around there, one of my aunties asked me, what do you want to do at campus? And in my head, I had nothing. Like I knew nothing. I was doing PEM. I was like, I don't want to go and do civil. Like I had nothing in my head. And at that point, I remember that the news was really big on oil and we made commercial discoveries. We can. I just said petroleum engineer. Just for the sake of her, just for her sake,
an answer to
you
you.
get. I said petroleum engineer, and then she was like, "Oh my gosh, Vicky, you're so ambitious." Like, what am I saying?
No time to walk.
No. And so after that, so whoever would ask me, that's what I would say. And even my mom, once she had it like this, she told everyone. Do you know my Vicky? She's going to become a petroleum engineer. And in my head, I was like, I'm just saying it. Like I'm really just saying. Like by the time we made the choices in S6, I really didn't know. Like I still didn't know what I wanted to do. And there we had like as if career guidance on making those choices. So some guy came and told us the first choice is your dream course. Second is what you want to do that you feel you can do. Third, if all fails. Fourth, if you are suffering and you need something.
Just to feel that fourth.
So first I put petroleum geoscience, and I was like, I don't even do chemistry, so I may not get it. Then I put telecom second. It's like, this is what I think I can do. Do telecom, I work with MTN. Hey, you get, like, I'm seeing the vision. I was like, made my choices. When the results came out and I actually got the points that I need to, I reached there like, Vicky, what have you done? Well, stuff was hard in first year, because you're doing math, physics, chem, biology, geology, and some of that, like communication skills. So you have like a heavy workload. I was like, where you guys are now? See, I'm here. Things are squeezing me.
So you really get into your course.
But then,
but
then eventually, as I went along, by like second, because by the time you hit third year, you've dropped all the other things and you just focused on geology. But from first year, like geology was one thing that was really interesting. I found it so interesting and I liked it. And as I was going along, it's really something that I picked up and I really, really enjoy. Like it's now something.
I mean, digital marketing comes from the new world. Part of it, I've been doing a lot of studying for that. I remember I was doing computer science, dropped out of that, then took this on, studied off YouTube completely for whatever I do. I'm also being very blessed. People don't really ask me for my qualifications. Apart from Google, I try to apply. And Andela, now they go into the skills and stuff, but I'm still trying to get into Andela. How do you now decide you want to go and work at Infinix? From you did science.
Yeah, and I did business. The first time I did
was it because science subjects were easier? Because again, as we're growing up, girls really didn't want this stuff.
It's a funny story. I did sciences because I hated writing points like history.
I feel you. Exactly.
Let me just reduce on that. I would write things in physics and economics. The others would just gamble with figures. So that's why I went for that science course, and also my dad actually wanted me to be an engineer.
But the dream died out.
Yeah. Those basic dreams. Yeah. So the first time I did internship, it was at SPEDAG, that logistics company, and I actually thought my foot would be in logistics.
Yeah. Yes, there's a lot of money in logistics, man.
That's what I
Oh,
thought.
guys, it's flash money here into carrying and forwarding.
Yeah, but it was just internship. I went back for a small job. It was a project for like 2 to 3 months, and I was unemployed. I went into the digital marketing industry. I remember there's an agency. It was, I think, in Bukoto. I won't mention names, but the guy frustrated me a lot. Like he wasn't paying us. Like he added job descriptions to what wasn't communicated to us.
Yeah.
Like I went as a digital personnel,
Yeah.
and then he was saying I have to go out to the field and look for clients. Personally, I'm not good with convincing someone to join sales, whatever, to do sales.
Yeah, you're not a salesperson.
Yeah. So he was like, we shall be getting commission of clients. So I was like, this can't be the salary arrangement I'm working for. If I wanted this, I would have gone in an insurance company or a bank and asked for a job. Yeah? But I came in this because my friend, I have a friend called Remy. His dad also made me be into the digital marketing field.
Yeah.
So he's the same person who took me to Transion. It's an umbrella for Infinix and all that. So that's how I got my mark in the digital thing. Started being active on social media, influencing gigs came in once in a while. I did them, still do them. So here we are now.
Interesting. Wow, this is one of my very interesting conversations. I don't even want...
That's what you tell everyone.
Not really.
That's what
actually,
you tell them all.
I'll tell you something. Yeah, the conversations we don't release because we don't feel them. It's like you explain your fashion thing. From here, I have to go and tell my team that I like that conversation. It has to go online. And this is one of those conversations that really has to go online. Do you guys think, do you have something you think we have not talked about and we should?
No, because to be honest, like coming here, I didn't know what we were talking about.
Yeah,
big conversations by ordinary people. Like, I really...
And the new technology and
bro.
stuff like that.
You're about to ask us about Bitcoin.
I've
invested in
Don't. You got some
Ecoin.
And listen, now let's go back to the conversation. Yeah, NFTs, non-fungible tokens, are helping creators make much more money. Are you guys reading about this stuff?
No, I've seen. Actually, I think Lobe.
Yeah.
That I think he's always like, we should buy it. Go and put money there. You know, I think he's that because to be honest, like he's really like the person who has told me like you should try these things, and also it's you, him, Pius, and some other people. Like I be seeing your conversations on the TL, and then I go Google, read up, and see this and that. It's interesting. When I get the money to put in,
forget even getting the money to put in, but there are things you need to. My very good friend Moses there is always educating me on a few of these things, like trading online and this money, NFTs. We all don't understand NFTs that much, but it is just how you protect your work as a creative and just keep making money off it. Completely like your videos. So that should be homework for you.
Definitely.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, I think I'm going to end this conversation here. Thank you for being on Big Conversations. My name is Mark Keron. I've had Ivy and Vicky from Just Two.
Thank you for hosting us. It's been quite the conversation.
Okay.